Hi, friends. Long day. I am cleaning up and getting ready to head home for the night. But there's something that's been on my mind all day, and I wanted to share it with you. So last night I was on Amazon. Shocker, if you know me. And I placed an order for Scopolini's book, Building Social Relationships. So on Amazon, you sometimes have that option to click look inside. You can look through the book. So I see that he has 5 tenets of social skills. So, tenet number 3, and I'm going to read it for you here because I just think it's so fantastic, is successful social behaviors are not always appropriate social behaviors. So many of us as social skills providers definitely either are currently missing the mark on this or hopefully have missed the mark in the past, have seen the error in our ways, and have made some changes. It is so important to understand developmental norms and just know what typical kids do at certain ages. A couple weeks ago, I remember we were having a conversation over in the ABA Skillshare page about conversation skills, specifically when people introduce themselves. So we utilize the peers program here for our teens. And introducing yourself is often the very last step in an interaction that you have with a new person. So if you think about being on an airplane, for example, I'm a bad example of this because I really try hard not to chat with the person next to me. I'm always just so afraid that it's going to go south and you're stuck next to them. And, it becomes so awkward. But if somebody were to strike up a conversation with you, typically they would comment first on the environment or something like that. You may comment back. If you feel like, oh, you know what, this person's not crazy, you have a good back and forth going, maybe you have some things in common and you realize like, oh, I'm actually really enjoying this interaction. Towards the end of that, and it could be several minutes, you might say, oh, by the way, I'm Ashley. Nice to meet you. I certainly have never sat next to someone that turned to me and said, "Hi, I'm Jim. Welcome to the flight. What's your name?" That would be considered very awkward, not appropriate, right? So why do so many people teach kids to walk up to other kids and introduce themselves first thing? Not typical social behavior, not going to be successful in settings outside of your very structured social skills group. So just something to be aware of. Another example that kind of made me laugh today was we have a big population of boys that we see in the center, a lot of 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds. Poop jokes and potty humor are just the funniest thing in the world. So I, as an adult, may find it extremely inappropriate that you're changing the words to Christmas carols, to insert diarrhea whenever you can. But if the group of peers that you are with think that's hysterical and they are joining in with you and you're all engaged and laughing together, gosh, isn't that so successful? So I'm really not going to intervene and redirect that behavior. I'm going to be watching very closely to make sure that people in the group are not laughing at one another and that they're all engaged and involved and they're all enjoying it. If someone's uncomfortable, then it is appropriate to step in and do some perspective taking stuff there. What I will do also is make sure that I'm teaching them when that type of humor is appropriate, in what settings, with what people. But we shouldn't be focusing so much on the formality and the manners, especially for peer-to-peer interactions. It just ends up being really, really awkward. So I just want to read that to you again. Successful social behaviors are not always appropriate social behaviors. So successful and appropriate are not synonymous. So just a little bit of food for thought. Hope it was useful. Thanks.